Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O., and I have here with my co-host, Bob Fay.
Aloha.
And hopefully this time we will not have any Lysol commercials, I don't think.
I didn't use any Lysol this week.
Me neither, so I think we're good.
No offense, Lysol's good stuff.
But the Blog Talk people think that they got that handled. So anyways, our show this week is really addressing a few different things. It's about relationships, career, and the law of attraction. Like how we just jump right into this. We're just wasting no time, everybody. We're just going right into the subject today. We have a lot to talk about. I've been getting some emails and some questions on the law of attraction and the daydreaming stuff and how that works in relation to relationships or career. And one of the first things I want to address on that is relationships. If people are having a hard time, if you're having a hard time out there with somebody in your family, a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, however it may be, and let's just say that you're choosing to stay in it, or you cannot be away from these people because they're married into the family, and we know that sometimes that's just the way it goes, huh, Bob? So let's just say they're stuck in your family for no choice of your own. But either way, you're having a horrible time, a horrible relationship with them, and it's affecting your life in a way that you want to change it. Well, we talked about doing the daydreaming thing and the law of attraction and making it the best the outcome that you can. But let's start at phase one, which is see your relationship how it is with this person, whether it be whoever it is, and realize, don't candy coat it. Realize it's a horrible situation, and just see the relationship the way it is, because most likely it's not good if you're looking to change it. So let's just take the relationship at face value. Assume it's always going to be that way for the most part, and just accept that that's how it is. When you do that, you can hope for the best, which would be the daydreaming and that sort of thing. But one of the things that people are getting confused about is when they do the daydreaming part where they want the relationship to be better. Let's just say it's a brother-in-law or something. You want I'm safe there, Bob, because I have no brother-in-law.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah. If you want the relationship to get better, then you can daydream about it being better in the future and how that you would get along. But where they're getting confused is they're holding on. It's like there's almost a desperation in the daydreaming. They want the relationship to change so badly that it's no longer a daydream. It becomes just a desperation and a visualization. Well, if you use desperation in any of your visualizing or just hope so badly and just hang on to God will listen to me, this will happen if I pray hard enough, if I just visualize hard enough, and just you're almost desperately creating this daydream. You're really going to end up disappointed because you cannot force something to happen with those feelings behind it. It just doesn't work that way. The universe does not work that way. What you can do is accept that your relationship may always be the way it is. That's just how it's going to be. Let's just not be concerned about it. And then daydream how you wished it would be. When you're a child, daydreaming about getting the bike. When you're daydreaming about where you live. When you're daydreaming about the car you might get when you're older. You're not having that desperation feeling in your daydreaming. You're having wow, wouldn't it be cool if that happened? That would be really great. Am I making myself clear, Bob, on that?
Well, yeah, I think another point to be made in relation to the universe is even though they may be a family member, regardless, most people talk about relationships, they talk about their love relationships, but even though it may be a family member, I think one of the things that as I've gone on in life and tried a lot of different things like you're talking about is the fact that I don't know what their contract is. I don't know what their contract is. I don't know what God's plan is for these people. And when I take a different perspective like that, I mean, I really don't know what's in their heart, even though I might have tried this and that and the other thing. And I've got a few close relatives that I don't understand that way, and I need to take myself back and go, you know what? I went through some pretty incredible things, and some people have some questions about me and my life and who I am as a character, but they were really not in my shoes and don't really understand that. So I don't, if you can step back a little bit and go, I really don't know what the plan is for this person, what this person, what their path is. I can only really work on mine. So that takes a little bit of the charge out of it as well, if you can step back a little bit.
Right. And the thing is you don't know what their plan is, but you have no control of what anybody else is doing but yourself. So where I'm trying to get you guys at is to where you are just removing the anxious, the anger, all the stuff from your own self, because that's really where we have any control. When you just accept your situation, there's a relief almost that, okay, well, I've accepted the way it is at this point in time. Doesn't mean it can't change in the future, but it's changing your own perspective and your own view on that sort of thing. But if you can consistently, if you still get upset about what they're doing, you really becoming the victim at that point to them, and that creates a whole nother energy as far as the universe goes. We never, ever, ever want to be the victim to how somebody else is treating us, behaving to us, or whatever.
Giving up your power.
Yeah, exactly. We need to just accept the situation for how it is and just hope for the best in the future, but not in a desperate way. That doesn't work. There's your two strikes at that point. If you become so upset about how your relationship is, and then you also are desperately searching for something else, it doesn't work that way. So another, we're already having several callers on here, which we will get to real shortly. Another thing that I want to address really quickly before we start getting into the calls is being stuck. And this can be in a relationship, it can be in your life. I've been getting a lot of calls on that, and there's two different ways that goes. One, if your life is pretty good and you feel like, it's just doing the same thing over and over again. You do have desert periods in your life is what they're called. And they're just times where you have to wait a certain amount of time for something to happen. If you're making a career move, if you're making a relationship move, sometimes that there's just a planing out period, usually months, before that there's some change going on. And that's an okay thing, so don't worry about that. But most of the people that I am being emailed by, they're being stuck in a relationship, in a career, in wherever that they're at in their life, and they don't know what to do about it. That usually is your soul wanting change. You need to do some stuff to change up things that are happening in your life. Now, that's not always the easiest thing to do. And one thing I want to address is if you do try to go out for change, me and you were just talking about this, Bob, right before we started. Sometimes spirits trying to get you to change, but they also throw in some roadblocks, and that's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I call those little spiritual 2x4s, and I don't always recognize that they're spiritual 2x4s to my spiritual forehead, so to speak, right away. I like to try to control things. I know. You're surprised to hear me say that, but it's true.
Yeah. And anyways, so if you do decide, okay, look, I feel stuck, I'm going to try to change some things, I need income coming in, I want a different relationship and that sort of thing, and you go searching for it. And for instance, somebody that we knew was searching for a job, and they kept going to this one job, and there kept being roadblocks. Roadblocks where they couldn't start for this reason, and roadblocks where they couldn't start for that reason, and it was just, I swear, it was like 1, 2, 3 right in a row. Well, as I look at that, it's spirit going, no, you are going the wrong direction. Stop, detour, back onto the road, you're going the wrong direction. And that is really hard to accept, especially if you're daydreaming and concerned about creating your own future as far as income and that sort of thing. The spirit doesn't look at it as far as income. They look at it as far as what is the best for you. And actually, I don't want to say they don't look at it as far as income, because they do want you to have enough money to do things, but they're seeing you go down the wrong path to do that, the income. So they're trying to redirect you. That can be very frustrating. I mean, I think we both have that experience in our own life.
Yeah, it is frustrating, and again, it comes down to doing faith. An important thing too that Jen is talking about, and it's not just the daydreaming. One of my favorite sayings is you can pray to God, but you have to row to shore. So you need to get up and do your part, do your visualization, do your daydreaming, make a vision board or a dream board, but then get up and take some actions.
Dream boards are awesome. You have to continue to take action, but you made a really good point because everybody, this doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in one time. This is a lifestyle. To get your changing to the law of attraction simplified, having the dream boards, having the daydreaming, this is a lifestyle. It's like the way that you eat. It's like exercising every day of your life to stay healthy. Please do not do this 1 or 2 times and get really frustrated because it's not working, because that to me says that you really need to change your lifestyle and the way that you're thinking, because you're wanting to go back to the old way, which obviously wasn't working for you, or we wouldn't be talking. So it has to be practiced over and over again. If Spirit throws up a couple of roadblocks, you just have to roll with the punches, realize you need to go a different direction, and continue on. So we're like not being a victim. We're doing the daydreaming stuff, vision boards, and we're okay if you have roadblocks that come up. So we're going to take a couple of callers because we have some hanging on here, and we'll get back to the daydreaming and the vision boards, or daydreaming boards is what people like to call them now. Those are fun things. All right. Hello?
Aloha. There's a little person there.
You're on the air. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, you're on the air. Hello, this is area code 203. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, I have a question for any changes that's coming for me.
For what?
Any changes that's coming?
Any changes are coming?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to be a little bit more specific.
Like career or relationship-wise?
Okay, well, let's just take one, because pick one and tell me, like, more of I can kind of throw stuff out there, but I'm not going to give you a very direct answer if I don't have, like, a very direct question, you know? So it kind of helps if you sort of just give me an example.
Is there any, like, new relationship coming about?
You're currently not in a relationship? Because Are you in one, sort of?
No, I'm not.
You're not in one at all.
No.
You know, I feel like you might be in a new relationship shortly, actually, maybe, I want to say about 2 months, but, you know, I'm not really feeling like there's anything serious coming up for you. I kind of feel like you sort of pull back a little bit also, like you kind of want to keep the back door open. I mean, do you have a little bit of thing where you maybe want to, you get a little bit concerned about if you're meeting the right person?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like that you're not really going to run into a committed relationship because you're kind of got your back door open all the time, like your side door, you're waiting, you're not really sure when you meet these people. You know, you're just not sure. You're not ready to commit right now fully because you're not sure if you do commit to the next person or maybe even the next person, that how do you know that works for you, because you've run into relationships like that in the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and actually, I kind of think timing, I think that you need to, I don't feel that you need to settle down in a committed relationship right now. That's not a bad thing. So I actually would like to see you kind of just date some more people and sort of check out what's out there, because I think that you're being drawn in the wrong direction. I think that you're being drawn to people that initially you're very attracted to, but then when you get sort of together, you don't really have anything in common, you know, as far as making a relationship last or go anywhere. So try dating some other people and don't worry about the settling down thing, because I really don't think you're going to get real committed for a while. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Try dating some other people, though, because I know that you're going, men do this a lot. Women do as well, but you kind of go for the initial attraction, the initial chemistry, right? I mean, you never do that, do you?
I've seen guys do that, but...
But sometimes that's not enough to sustain a relationship. So just try dating out of where you normally are meeting people, because I think once you do that, you're going to be shocked that you're going to find the chemistry and somebody that you really can have fun with as well. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Yeah, men and women. I've seen women do that quite a lot, actually.
Well, the physical attraction is a huge thing for people these days, and they're working out, they're looking good. Of course, we live in Hawaii where everybody works out and looks good. When they get up and walk out their door. An interesting thing about that, though, my kumu, my lomi lomi instructor, said one time, it's okay to be alone if you love the person you're alone with, which is a whole other show, but that's important. A lot of us are looking for someone else to fill that part of us that only we can fill.
Right, but it's also okay to just date for a while, too.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy was ready to settle down quite yet. I think he thinks he is, but he's not really. And that's okay, too, because we sort of figure out what we're not interested in,
right.
what we're not looking for. But when people go for the initial chemistry, they think that's a really good match, it's a good connection, but what they don't realize is that really doesn't have to do with sustaining a relationship, and then I see a lot of problems with that later. You can have both.
And in his situation, I think one of the best things to do is get together with someone to see what kind of a friend they would be, because if they become a really good friend, then chances are that they could be a really good mate.
This is true. This is true, but they laugh at me when I say something like that. I mean, seriously, they're like, friends? Come on, guys. Like, I have enough friends, seriously. So I understand what you're saying, but you can have both. Don't let me steer you the wrong direction. You can have chemistry. You can have, the fun times because you have a lot of common, but sometimes they overlook, because when they have the initial chemistry, they immediately overlook that one guy wants to go hiking constantly and, skydiving and everything, and the other one's scared to get on an airplane. It's just those types of things. You have to have some things in common past the chemistry, or it's miserable. We're going to take another caller here. Let's see.
Open the door.
Hello? You're on the air. Can you hear us?
Aloha, caller. Are you there? Let's go to the next one.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Oh, hi. I didn't know you guys were talking to me. I apologize.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, I wanted for you to, as well, to look into relationships for me, if you see anything new for me.
Okay. You kind of faded out a minute. If I seen anything new for you?
Yeah, relationships, looking for a relationship.
I actually think that you have something relatively quickly coming up in about, well, you may not think this is quickly, but women do not think anything quickly unless it's tomorrow. But probably in about 2 months, I see something new coming in for you. I think that you're really pretty good in the relationship area, which is a good thing. But you have just not found the right guy, correct? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Anything you can tell me about this gentleman?
It seems to be. I don't do names, just so you know.
It's okay. I don't need a name.
Yeah. It seems to be in a place that you're completely unexpected to find them. I don't know if it's like a workplace or a work meeting or through someone at work or a grocery store, but it's in an odd place that you're really not looking. Like you just happen to strike up conversation and you happen to have a connection, and he seems to be a pretty good guy. So I think at this point in your life, that's what you're drawing in. You seem to have worked through all your issues when you were younger, and you've really kind of got an idea of what type of person that you're ready to be with, right?
Yes, I'm definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so I think that because I feel like you're really secure with yourself. You're not in any type of desperation. You're not, you really have life under control pretty well. So, you did all that in the past and learned what you wanted to learn and know what you're looking for, and you'll know it when you see it, and you'll see it in about 2 months.
All right. Okay.
So
thank you.
that's a nice, refreshing call. Thank you.
Yeah, that is. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, well, that was fun. I wanted to let everybody know, too, you can always go to my websites. I know I'm having some issues. I may be having some issues, although my friend says
you have
I'm
issues?
not yet. With one of my websites.
Oh, with the website.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
The Hawaii Psychic Gen one, so we're switching servers and such, so you can find me on Facebook, Jennifer O. Intuitive. Are you ready to make another comment already?
I just wanted to say, so be patient because there's some upgrading going on with Jen's Hawaii Psychic website. So if you look for it and can't find it, be patient and consistent. It'll be back up here shortly.
Yeah, a couple of days, I hope. The other thing is my Jennifer O. Psychic website. That is consistent and up, and that is easy to find. So there or on any of them, if you can still pull up the Hawaii Psychic Gen, you can also add me as a friend on Facebook. We put daily updates, or pretty close to that anyways, about the radio show and things that are going on and articles on there. So that's a good thing to check out if you can't find the other one. Anyways, we still have some callers on here that I'm going to go ahead and try this next one here. Hello? Oh, wait. There we go. Hello, this is Jennifer O. Can you hear us? This is area code 313.
Oh, yes. How you doing today?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. I got a quick question about what you was talking about earlier in the show about being stuck.
Yes.
I'm in a career where I feel every time I'm ready to make a commitment to another career, something stops me.
Okay.
So I was just curious if you can direct me in the right direction for a career, if that was possible.
Okay. What type of career are you in right now?
Transportation, driving. Truck driving.
You're in transportation, you're in driving, but you're trying to make a shift into another career, and every time you do, something happens where you get a roadblock, correct?
Exactly.
Is that right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like money's an issue with you when you're switching careers. You need to have a certain amount of income.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah. And so I kind of feel like you're choosing those other careers based on the money. Is that
Nothing
right?
wrong with that, is it? Yes.
No, actually most people do that, but that's when roadblocks happen. Because this is the thing, I'm glad that you called because so many people do this, and that's how we're trained to do this. I mean, that's just what we do. Because let's face it, we have to pay the phone bill, we have to pay the electricity bill, and we have to feed the family, So we look for jobs suitable to that. And actually, I did an article on this, which I hope that you will go read because it will get into more detail than we're going to get into here because I only have a limited amount of time. So if you go to my, if you write this down, if you go to my JenniferOPsychic.com website, there is an article on there talking about it's taking a job that you love with a leap of faith. And what happens is, if you find your passion in what that you love to do, and I feel like it's not the areas that you've gone into so far, and definitely the transportation, you're getting tired of doing that. If you start looking more for something you would love to do instead of, this says it'll pay, $45,000 a year, if you start going, wow, this would be fun for me to do this, like I would enjoy that, even if it said it paid like $36,000 a year or something. If you start searching for jobs in that way, you will be shocked and amazed at doors that will open for you and that people, your income will raise higher quicker. You will see results that you will have not seen before if you just go purely after money, because what happens is we are raised to do that. I mean, your mother always tells you, I want you to have a certain job and I want you to be able to support us, your wife, your spouse, your husband, whatever. They always tell you, we need to be making a certain amount of money to pay the bills. Well, then, so we start doing that, what we feel like, and that makes us feel good, we think, when we do that. But that's what happens is you're eventually unhappy, you're ready to move on, you're tired, you know, you're drained. I feel like your job is really tiring and draining, and you know, that you could really use a lot of that energy back and more enjoyment, you know, out of your time that you're going to spend. Because, you know, let's face it, we spend like more than 40 hours a week working usually. So I would like to see you look more for jobs that you think would be fun and interesting or that you would really enjoy. The thing is, when I started doing that years ago, I was like, there's no jobs open in these areas. My husband, I had come into a situation where I had gotten laid off. I needed to find another job. At the time, I was really interested in football, believe it or not. That sounds funny, but I knew so much about football.
She's a sports freak.
So anyway, there was, my husband said, why don't you go find a job that you love? And there was a new football team in town, and I thought, well, because I'm sure they've hired everybody. I'm sure of it. And he was like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, well, I guess I don't, but why? They'd be advertising if they needed somebody, right? So he goes, you don't know that. And I thought, well, you know what? He's right. I don't know that. But that's where I'd love to work. So I went down, called them, and lo and behold, they had a job open, and they had not advertised it yet. And it was a job that I was very qualified for at the time. I mean, it was like office manager or something. And I was super excited. The downfall was it was a little bit less than I was normally used to making. And I had to work weekends, which for my family, I didn't like to do that because I needed to be home with the kids. Well, I figured, you know what, I'll make this sacrifice because I think I'm really going to love this job. To make a long story short, I took it because of the love that I had for the job, and within 2 months, I was general manager of that football team, making almost double what I had left my last job for.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what opens for you if you follow your heart in something you would love doing, if you look, even when you do not think that there's a door. Follow it, check it out. You will not believe how many jobs that you can find that are not going to be in the paper.
So you believe
so that's what I like. Pardon me?
So you believe when something is meant by the law of attraction that it will just be open doors? I'm not even kidding you. You will be surprised if you follow your heart and just start checking. And now, mind you, I looked at a few other jobs as well. I didn't just go one route, you know. You always want to make as many opportunities for yourself as you can. So start going to places that you would love to work, whether you think they're hiring or not, and go meet with those people and see what's open, because I bet you will find you will find 2 places out of the ones that you go look for that are hiring that you never knew were hiring had you not looked. Okay. And I think that you'll probably end up taking one of those. All right. Thank you
and
so much.
It may be a little bit less income than you think, but within 5 months you'll be doing fine.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. And go check out that article.
I'm already looking at it.
Oh, great.
Also, do some, just make sure that you're doing some visualization and seeing yourself in the daydreaming that Ben talks about, in the position that you want to have, in the perfect position, and just continue to daydream that and see that. How would you feel when you're in that position? What would it look like to you? What do you see around you? All of those kinds of things, and put yourself into that position and begin to raise your vibration to that particular energy to match what you want.
And it sounds funny. People laugh when I tell them that, but I swear to God they will call me and email me right away and go, my God, I cannot believe that worked.
Can I ask one quick question? I'll take my answer off the air. What if you're not a visual person?
It doesn't. Try the other stuff I said. Even if you're not visual, don't even worry about that. Just try the route I said, because I still think that you find 2 openings, and I think you take one of them.
Okay.
And you don't have to be visual. Whatever sense works best for you, use
go that route. Yep.
Feeling, hearing, whatever it is.
I just want to switch the direction of how you're looking for jobs, which is my story there. So just go a different direction.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Bo.
Good. You're welcome. Good luck with that.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, some people aren't visual, and they do have a hard time with that. And some people don't even believe in that, which is fine, too. But we just need to take different directions.
Yeah, there's a lot of people work in different modalities. The majority is visual, but then there's auditory. They hear things, or they feel things, or they even taste things. So what works for you is what works for
everybody.
you. Don't just because someone says it's one way doesn't mean it's necessarily that way for you.
Right. And sorry, caller, this was 4012 area code. We were talking while we put you on. Can you hear us? Are you there?
Yes. Can I hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My name is Keisha. My question is in relationship. I want to know if me and my kid's father Jamal was getting back together.
Let's see. Have you been talking to Jamal lately, kind of here or there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're kind of, he had a little bit of issue with commitment in the past?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you read my article on relationships? It's complicated yet?
No.
And I don't mean to laugh at your situation, because what that is, that's horrible to be in a situation like you are, especially where you have children and you're leery of the guy, right? I mean,
yeah.
When you have commitment issues like that, you get really leery of getting back together, but the reason you do is because you should be. I think that, it's fine for him to come around with and father the kids, be a dad and all that, but I think that your intuition's right on. He's not ready. He's not committed. He's not going to commit. It's not in his nature at this point in time. And I hate to tell you that. It's really time just to not even entertain that idea. It really, he's too immature at heart also, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to work for you, because you feel you need someone responsible, and you need somebody to, be a man, be more responsible, be an adult, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and you don't see him doing that. You don't see him doing that no time soon.
Not anytime soon, because he's loving this immature thing. Like, he thinks this is cool, and he thinks that this is fun, and he thinks that you have to be, that you're, I guess what I want to say is he thinks that's the only way that he can be to have fun. He thinks if he starts, getting more responsible, then he's not going to have any fun, right? And that's not true, but that's just, no, he's not growing up anytime soon. Don't even go that route. I just see it being frustrating, and I see you getting really upset at him with just, his immaturity.
Right.
So,
and that's what,
go check out my article, though, because this is a different situation for you, because you guys have babies, and that's, I give you props for trying to make that work, because I have a feeling you're the only one that really is genuinely trying to make that situation work. I mean, he kind of acts like he is, but, I know you're not really buying it, which is why you're calling me, and I'm not buying it either. So,
right, and then when I do try to move on, he'll try to do something crazy to pulling me back with him,
Absolutely, because you're his safety net. And I don't know, he kind of views you as part of his property.
His property?
Well, you know what I mean, like his domain. You're his. Nobody else should be messing with you. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Men are territorial in that way. Would you go take a look, though, at my website at thejenniferopsychic.com and go read that article, Relationships It's Complicated, because it talks a lot about the situation that you're in.
Right.
And it kind of gives you more of an idea. It talks about level of commitment and where different people are in their levels of commitment. And you'll spot him right away in that article.
Okay, you said, say this website again.
It's Psychic.com.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck with that.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That is actually in that article a lot about, isn't it amazing how people just, they freak out. They don't want them finding anybody else. God forbid that happen. Because they want to keep them on the back burner just in case.
Yeah. It's unfortunately a lot of people will, if someone will carry the weight, the other person will let them. And then when they decide they're not going to carry the weight anymore, the other person goes, well, yeah, I'll help out, and they come back and they hook back in.
Well, and they want the safety net. They want them there for everything.
Yeah, they want the safety net, that's for sure.
They want the backup. We do not want to be anybody's backup.
Just remember, in a relationship, when things get like that, what you permit, you promote. If you let people get away with treating you poorly, they'll do it.
Those people are slick, though. A lot of times they don't, I mean, it's not like you're knowing and you're getting into it. It's like they're so slick in how they do it. That's why they're good at what they do. But we're going to get smarter. So we
are?
Yes,
Promise?
Promise. We're going to keep putting stuff out there. We're on to you guys. Okay, we're going to take this next caller. Yeah, I'm going to do a new article. We're on to you.
Yeah.
This is caller area code 928. Are you there?
Aloha.
Hello. Oh, there we go. I hear somebody. 928, are you there? Sometimes I don't think that they're on they don't know. We're going to move on and
take another caller.
And 928, if you area code 928, if you realize that we went over you, just call back. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get names and then be able to work through that way, because I think that would be a bit easier there. It's stuck. Computer problems. Technical issues. Hey, that's way better than Lysol issues. I'll tell you that right now. Anyways, it's going to take a minute. Oh, there we are. Hello, can you hear us? You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Another one.
Hi, there you are. You're on the air. This is Jennifer. What can we help you with?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just calling from Los Angeles, this is Sherry. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. I have a question right here. I would like to know, do you see is there anybody coming into my life this year, and anything you can talk about this gentleman?
Actually, I think that somebody's coming probably December, so the end of this year. I think that actually, this as funny as it sounds, it's going to be probably around Christmas time, and you're going to meet them at sort of a holiday event. I don't do names or any of that sort of thing, but it's going to be a little while. I mean, that's going to seem like a really long time for you, but it's actually okay, because I feel like that you sort of need a break. I feel like that you need to have a little bit of time off before that you meet this person. As far as relationships, you're wanting to get into a relationship right away, or hoping that somebody's around the corner?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that is going to freak. I mean, men can sense that really quickly, and I sort of feel like when you're meeting men and you're talking with them, that they sort of feel like that you're ready for commitment and that you want to get into a relationship. And whether they know what type of relationship, whether they think that you're wanting to be married or whether they think that you're wanting long-term, boy, that men can sense, and they will go running the other direction faster than you can imagine. Is that not true? I mean, they.
Well, yeah, either that or you need to be careful. I mean, when you're out there, because that can happen, and then also you can set yourself up to kind of be misused.
Yeah, and I think that a lot. I don't like a lot of the men that you've been with in the past, but I think that you almost go overboard in trying to please the mates or the people that you're with as well. I think that you really give them 180%, and it becomes not being even. Does that sound familiar? It seems like you give a lot more than you get in a relationship. Yes, and that's
causing you problems, and it caused you problems in the past, and I really want you to work on that. And somehow Spirit's telling me that if you are alone for a little bit while longer, you're going to get more comfortable with that being alone right now, and that's when the guy comes in, which is why it's in December. So I like you being alone right now and getting more comfortable with that, because I think that in the past that's just caused you problems when you're giving, and you're not getting anything back, and you cannot sustain a relationship like that. So December, that's when I see it, and that's fine, and don't worry about it, and just kind of try to get comfortable with it being a little bit ways down the road, okay?
Okay. All right.
And then
Thank
try not to go too overboard in your relationships. It should be a 50-50. It shouldn't be you giving 180% and they're not giving you anything back, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's pretty common, actually, with, I think, men and women. They tend to sometimes think that they really have to work. Ladies and men, if you are having to work that hard at a relationship and feel like you are giving, over 150% or whatever, and you're not getting anything back, that's a problem. Like, that is a serious problem. You cannot sustain any relationship in that manner. So just move on, do something different.
I read an interesting quote. I apologize for not remembering where it came from, but it said, "Be careful if you're making someone a priority in your life and you're only an option in theirs."
Right.
That doesn't match up.
And the problem with that too is they stop having as much respect, or they're not as drawn to you as a person, because you're giving them so much.
They get their way.
They're not getting the chase. And let's face it, I don't care who you are, men and women almost sometimes need a little bit of that chase to keep things feeling like that it's new and fresh, and it just needs to be there, so you sort of take the mystical part away. We're going to take another caller here. This is area code 212.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I have the same question like the previous caller. Just trying to see when you see somebody come into my life.
Somebody coming into your life. I think it looks about probably 3 months, and I feel like March, around the mid-March. Is that 3 months?
Yeah.
From two maybe, 2, 3.
2.5.
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's mid-March-ish, and I think that I keep thinking it's work. Are you around a university or something scientific or work? I mean, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, what's your job?
I'm in retail.
In what?
Retail.
Retail, okay. Because I kind of feel like they're highly educated, and they may have ties to a university or something of that nature. There's some education. That's how you'll probably know. Very, very smart. But yeah, I think it's going to be mid-March. And
is this someone I'm just going to date, or is he a relationship?
I think that you form a relationship, because you guys will have some common interests. You'll start really hanging out because of the common interest. Okay. So it's almost like you're interested in this person because you have some similarities, some common stuff that you like to talk about and do together, and you'll start doing that together, almost like a friendship first, but you're attracted as well, but you're not sure if she is, and then you'll find out later that she is, and it'll turn into a relationship.
Oh, cool. Well,
okay.
It's obviously somebody that's worthy. You said well educated, and
I think you'll be happy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. That's a little bit the opposite of some of the stuff that we usually see go on as far as relationships. Well, that's good. I'd like to see a little bit of the common stuff. And actually, it's kind of cool when they start with friendship and not really sure if they like each other, and then turn into something else.
we're going to take this other caller, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about that law and attraction stuff again. This is caller 215, area code.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. My question is actually not relationship. It's about a job because I let go of my previous career. I am looking for international business development, more something I feel I am good at and I feel very attracted to. And I just want to know what you see as far as my job inside is concerned.
Okay, let me get this straight again. You're looking for something international.
Career.
Is that, okay, career international. And what type of career are you in right now?
I was in investment before.
You were in investment before?
Yeah.
And you're not right now?
I don't want to go back.
You don't want to go back to that. Are you living in Europe?
No, not at the moment. But
okay.
I used to live in Europe for 10 years.
Okay.
And I'm originally Asian, but I lived in Europe for 10 years. I also went to school there.
Well, I feel you being drawn back to Europe. Do you have some, have you thought about that lately, or you have some job contacts there?
Not job contact, but yes, I am longing to go back to Paris.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the pull to Europe. So I like you going that direction because I think that that was also a time in your life that you had you enjoyed, and you enjoyed a lot of things about Europe. That really resonates with you.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Yes. That absolutely is.
Yes.
I can be me and just be happy.
Yes. Absolutely. I love your lifestyle there. I love who you were when you were there.
Right.
I feel like where you're at right now, it's shutting you down. I feel like you were absolutely right to get out of your work, and I would like to see you pursue because I feel like something's going to pop up there that you're sort of surprised at as well. Somebody's going to offer you something through a friend of a friend or something. If you put it out there that you're looking at going back, and I see that happening in about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would like you to start looking in Europe and put the word out there because something comes up for you. It feels like right away.
Oh, good.
And I think I think that's a good move for you. And I think that when you get back there, because I see you going back there, I think that it's the weirdest thing when you get off the plane. I think that you're going to have almost a sense of relief, like a sigh of relief, and wow, this feels right. And it's
coming home. Yes.
Yes,
coming home.
and it's coming home. But one of the things that I'm glad that you brought this up, because I've had some people that want me to do an article on this as well. The Earth, every place, all these cities, all these countries, all these different places, they vibrate at a certain vibration, and we vibrate at different vibrations as people. When you go to certain places on Earth or certain cities or different things, and you can feel that like you do with Europe, that's because your vibration is in harmony with the vibration of the area that you're at. And yes, and that resonates completely right to your soul. And
yes.
And that area for you, it's like, it resonates clear down to your soul. You're in such harmony with vibration there.
Right,
and
yes.
When that happens, amazing opportunities will open. So I would definitely, I want to see you going back there and just putting out feelers for whatever you're interested in back there, which I think you already have an idea of, and talking to friends and relatives, and just put that out there that that's where you're drawn to and that's where you want to go, because I see that happening.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and good luck, and email me from Europe and tell me how much you're loving it and what you're doing there.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome. And you can go to my website and check, because I will be probably doing an article on vibrations, and my article on my article on the career thing is there, and that's at that JenniferOPsychic.com.
Okay.
So go check that out because I think you'll
Yes,
enjoy
I'll do that right now. Yes, I'll do that right now.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, bye. I love getting calls like that, especially when they know, when they're in harmony with following their spirit or their longing. Sometimes you're just a little bit unsure, but you need somebody to verify that, yeah, that's an area that you need to pursue. But guys, when there's a place that you're feeling really drawn to as far as a move or career or something, that a lot of times when you feel that all the way down to your soul, that is the spirit. I mean, that's your guide. That's everybody directing you into a place that they feel like you're going to be in harmony with the universe. And as we've said on every show, what happens when you're in harmony with the universe is amazing things. The money comes, health, that's huge. Health becomes better. Health is easier to, you're never getting sick. You're just so much happier. There's no depression when you're in that spot. It's easier to deal with things. So absolutely follow your heart on stuff like, especially with that last caller. So I think she just needed to hear about, going in that direction.
Yeah, validation is always a good thing. You were talking about, vibrations, and we were talking about matching the vibration of what you want and being in the vibration of what you want. Validation is always a good thing, and we have our own inner validation a lot of times, like you're talking about. And happiness is one of the biggest things, what thrills you. That's something that you would like to match up with. It's a positive.
But in speaking on the vibrations, we have vibrations with everything, but that vibration of where you live is so huge. It doesn't even matter.
Incredible.
You can be doing something that you love and you're passionate about in, like, let's say, I don't know, somewhere in the East Coast, New York or something, and you can vibrate so well with Arizona. And if you stay in New York doing the same job that you would possibly be doing in Arizona, I mean, it's amazing the difference. It is so nice, if possible, to be in an area that you vibrate with, and you can tell, you can feel it. Everybody knows. They tell me all the time, oh yeah, I can tell when I'm there. I love it there.
I thought that Hawaii was beyond my biggest dreams, and I'm living here. I had no idea how that was going to happen, but I'm here.
Oh, that's the same thing.
I mean, I get a lot of the things that we're talking about.
Right.
So I know how it happened now, but I would have never believed it in the situation I was in, and I needed a change of a place where I resonated, where it felt good to me.
Right, and I wouldn't have either, but the other thing that people don't understand, also now that you bring that up, is other things can happen to move you from one spot to another, where you can be laid off, a business can go under, you can have a divorce. Things that you think are just life-changing, horrible experiences are actually events, are precursors to moving your spirit or moving you into another place, another city, another place that you do so incredibly well at. So that's not necessarily a bad thing all of the time when you have, divorce or job changes or such. And, with the economy, people are talking about jobs and finding jobs and different things and how hard it can be and everything. I think it can be hard if you're not following your passion. I think that it doesn't matter about the economy, even if you go to work at McDonald's or whatever. You cannot just take those jobs and expect, I don't know, it just does things to people's souls. It does things to, that's why people get depressed. That's why people have all these issues with, being sick and all these different things, is because they force themselves to stay in relationships, to take jobs, to live in areas that just are not in harmony with who they are. And they think that they're supposed to do that because they have children, because they need to put food on the table, because of all for some reason they think they can't move, because of money or whatever. That's all true if you continue to think that. Now, I'm not saying quit your job and you don't have another job. I'm not saying leave your husband, and you have like 6 kids or 2 kids as far as that goes. I'm not saying all of that, but I'm saying if you're in a job that you do not like and it, it's affecting your health and you're looking, and like that one caller, you're getting roadblocks every time you try to look, you're looking in the wrong spot. You need to switch your perspective, switch your view of what you're doing. If you're in a relationship and things are not working and you're struggling and you cannot understand and you think, well, maybe I need to change my attitude, maybe you do need to change your attitude, but because people do that a lot, women, but also this could be a little bit different. It may be time to move on as well. So, I guess as a rule of thumb, you can't really explain this to everybody because everybody's situation is different. So a good thing to do would be to call the show next week if you do have specific questions. I do a lot of readings on this sort of thing as well. So I don't like to give any of the stuff that you heard from the callers today. Please don't put that into your own situation because it does change per caller and per their personal situation. So read the articles, do the best you can with the daydreaming, the law of attraction. It is a lifestyle. It is not just a one-time thing, so you have to learn to do that. If you're interested in having a reading or having some life coaching done or whatever it is, you can call me, you can email me, you can check out the website at jenniferopsychic.com or hawaiipsychicjen.com, which we don't know if you can or cannot do right now. You can do the Facebook. We will take calls again next Sunday. And did you have a card that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I just wanted to talk about your web design
yes.
and actually mine too, and who does it, which is on your on the corner of your Jennifer O Psychic design, and let you know about Pam's company.
Yeah, Estole Solutions Inc. She's really, really amazing. She did an amazing web design for us.
Web design. She does both of our web designs, and we've both gotten a lot of good compliments and business out of that. One thing quickly, you're talking about a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is people a lot of times when they get stuck, they think, I got to change my lifestyle and I got to start doing this now. Well, the thing about it is you're living a lifestyle as it is.
Right.
So, and that's what people don't think. It's like, I've got to do this now, because what you're doing where you're stuck, believe me, I didn't like this when I knew this about myself, is you've practiced yourself into being where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You've behaved yourself into a situation, then you need to behave yourself out of it. That's
Absolutely.
The whole thing.
And that's hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's hard. It almost gets depressing for people when they have to do this over and over and over again. One other thing I wanted to bring up too, though, is on relationships and jobs. One of the things that I see happening a lot too is I see people staying in bad relationships and in bad careers or bad jobs because they are so terrified of moving on that they will stay in something that is horribly bad for them and their children, or just for them if it's career, because they're so scared of the unknown. They literally just would rather take the abuse or take the unhappiness or take the depression as it is and just stay there because they know that the paycheck's stable, or they know that they'll help with the kids because it's the father. And I'm not saying leave at the drop of a hat. I'm saying if you've been in a relationship that you've worked at for years and there's no change and you have accepted the person that they are, and you realize it's not going to work, and I'm talking you've worked at this, then sometimes it's just ready to move on. If you're at a job that you just hate and you cannot stand and you need to look, don't just go quit your job, everybody. I mean, we need to still pay things. But there's no harm in looking. There's no harm in putting feelers out there on what you would love to do. See what doors open. But let's do some planning. Let's do some daydreaming and just make some decisions. Don't stay in limbo. People stay too much in limbo, just going, what do I do here? What do I do there? I don't know whether to stay. I don't know whether to go, and nothing's out there. Well, you know what? Nothing is out there if you stay in limbo. It's like treading water in the middle of a lake. Let's get focused. Let's make a direction. If you're unhappy in your relationship, unhappy in your job, make a goal. You want to be out of your relationship in a year. You want to have joint custody. You want to be on your own. You want to make a goal, make a plan. with your job. You want a different type of career. You don't want to be driving all over the country. You want to be home. You want to be this. Make sure that you put the guidelines out there. Make it specific. If you're changing anything about your life, make it specific. Write down exactly what you want and how you see it. You don't have to put how you see it happening, but what you want. That's what the universe responds to, is what you want. Not I wish, not I want, well, I'm not really sure what I want, because then they respond to that as well. You have to be very focused. You have to have a plan. So,
and pick one thing. Go easy on yourself.
Absolutely.
One thing a day. Just do one thing a day or one thing a week, but just make one change, and then that begins to snowball.
Right.
Begin to pick up energy.
All right, everybody, thank you. I think that we had a good show. We'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Hawaii time. Aloha.
Aloha.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.